Hi there, and welcome to Pajama Prayers. It's so good to have you with me. Tonight I want to tell you about something very exciting that's going to happen at Heritage Church on December the 11th. Here's a little video clip to give you all the information. It's going to be great. I hope that you will mark your calendar and plan to attend. Let's move on now to something else exciting tonight. Tonight's story is a story that I have written myself. And if you enjoy the story, watch all the way to the end. There's some special information about how you could get a copy of it. Let's watch.
Smiley's Christmas Eve by P.J. Hawkins. It was Christmas Eve at the North Pole. A fresh layer of snow covered the ground. The air was crisp and cold, and the stars twinkled above with excitement. The elves had been hard at work all year making bats and balls, games, dolls, and many other kinds of toys. Now the time had come to get them packed and ready for the big trip with Santa. Smiley sat patiently waiting, holding her breath with the rest of the toys, waiting and wondering if she would be on Santa's list this year. Smiley was a rag doll made from scraps of cloth, stuffed with bits of foam. She didn't look at all like the other dolls. Her hair was made from short, stubby pieces of leftover yarn. The foam stuffing poked out in the most peculiar places and made her appear quite lumpy. Her dress was a patchwork of bits and pieces of multicolored fabric from the scrap box. A beautiful big smile had been carefully stitched on her face. But Smiley was not happy. She felt alone and sad. What if no one wanted a rag doll this year? Doesn't anyone play with rag dolls anymore? Smiley thought to herself. Santa put on his spectacles, leaned back in his rocker, and unrolled a very long wish list. After giving thoughtful consideration to each request, he selected just the right toy for each girl and boy. The workshop was silent. All the toys held their breath, hoping that they would be on Santa's list. For 12 long months, they had dreamed of the Christmas Eve ride from house to house in Santa's bright red sleigh. They wanted so much to hear the jingle of the sleigh bells and feel the cold wind blowing around them. But more than anything, they wanted to see the delight on the faces of the children as they opened their presents on Christmas morning. Some of the toys had spent all year at the workshop because they had not been on Santa's wish list last year. They had been given chores to do, and throughout the year had helped Santa with his elves prepare for this Christmas. The work was not hard. In fact, it was even fun most of the time. Still, it was the dream of every toy to find a home of their very own someday. A home of my own, thought Smiley. Oh, how I would love to have my very own special place. Someone to sing and laugh with. A place with my very own friend to share my dreams. Smiley had spent the last 2 years around the workshop. And while she enjoyed working with Santa and his elves, she still dreamed of finding that special someone to call her own. Only a few toys remained as Santa neared the end of his list. Then it happened. Smiley heard those dreaded words once again. "Well, that's all for this year," said Santa, as he leaned forward in his rocker and took off his spectacles. "Pack it up. Don't forget to pack a few extra bears. You never know when they'll be needed." And with just a few more hours until Christmas Eve, everyone must work hard to have everything ready to go on time. Smiley felt as if her heart would break. She blinked back a tear that was trying very hard to make its way down her cheek. "Think happy thoughts," she said to herself. This always seemed to work before when she had been disappointed.